Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's the commish back here with another season in tier two. A lot of things have happened, right? Voluntary payment this year. It will be mandatory next year, the $20 buy-in. I don't think $20 is a lot of money. It might be to some, and that's okay. But to me, it's worth a little bit of a prize, even though you're in tier two, to try to get to tier one. Last year, I was the champion, and thank God I was because I might have been out of my own tier in tier one. I still have the ability to drop and almost did last year. The only reason I was able to come back is because I won tier two. Thank goodness. I'm going to share my screen now, folks. And of course, a lot of you guys are probably watching the first preview of the year, and it is myself. I don't know why I chose myself for this first preview. Maybe it's just because I was champ last year, but the team is Johnny 8Balls, of course. It's been that team name since Tier 2 was created. And we know who it was named after, Johnny Football. Turned out he was Johnny 8Balls. Current keeper, I think I'm good, right? I got James Cook. The only problem there is contract dispute, and it doesn't sound like they're close. So that's my concern with James Cook. Could be a problem. Kyron Williams, more competition there, right? They drafted a running back this year, drafted a running back last year. So it'll be interesting to see if they start splitting the carries. I know Kyron, I think, is up for contract, maybe even at the end of the year, which the Rams might just say, you know what, go get your money elsewhere. We're just going to get one of these other guys going. So we'll have to see how it goes for Kyron. That could be an issue. I do have Tyrone Tracy as another option at running back. I know they brought in Cam Scatabo, which obviously he's going to probably eat into some of Tracy's carries, but there is those options. I do have a triple-headed monster at wide receiver, though, I feel. I'm on Ross St. Brown. You know, he's a top five wide receiver for sure. Yeah, top 10 at least. Marvin Harrison, I think, is going to have a huge bounce back year. The issue with Fanatics has been dealt with. I think he was a bit on the, I guess you could say, blacklist with his issue with Fanatics. I know they said he's gained weight this year. So we'll see. They're selling his jerseys now. So everything's sorted out there. Puka Nakua, this guy's come out of nowhere, hey, to become an elite wide receiver, it seems, for the Rams. No Cooper Cup there now. So Nakua should be the number one dog. Um, but we'll see if he's going to be able to excel in that role. And then at linebacker, I went with Mr. Reliable Fred Warner. I think San Francisco's getting worse on the offensive side of the ball. So, the defense might be on the ball a lot more often, and that means more tackles for the veteran Fred Warner. And I'm happy with that. I did have other options. Zach Bond was one, but I am going to go with the guy I feel more sure about. Looking at the draft picks, well, of course, the commish can't trade in round two and three, only players, not picks. So if you ever want to trade with me, it's got to be players in rounds two and three. And of course, I can trade picks in tier one. But the way it works is because I finished obviously as champion last year here in tier two, I get the last pick, which is 16th pick, and I'm totally okay with that because I love picking last or first because of the double up strategy that you can explore. It's always nice to double up on a position group at times. If you have the double up picks, that's at least a strategy I like to do, whether it be go double running back, double tight end. You know, you think about it, tight ends, right? They're a premium in this league. Imagine you go double tight end right away. All of a sudden, boom, you lock in two of the top tight ends. It'll be interesting to see what I do there. It all depends on how the chips fall. I have a nice balance with wide receiver and running back. So clearly, quarterback and tight end are a couple of areas that I need to look at. Not sure I'm going to go them first, but there are some areas I got to look at. And of course, nothing really interesting about this whole draft pick scenario. It's just all my picks that I had for finishing first. So yeah, I do like the double up strategy a lot. My likely first pick, I was kind of looking at where the projections were at on Sleeper, and if it's possible, there might be RJ Harvey or Caleb Johnson still there. If not, that's fine. There'll be another great player for sure. And then, of course, like I said, I love picking last. So if those two guys were still available at running back, I would probably double dip on them at the end of the round one. But we'll see. right? It all depends on what people like or who they're into. And then, of course, so when I get into the potential storylines here for Johnny 8Balls and the defending tier two champion, if things go well, I'm the repeat champ, right? I don't think I will repeat this year, but if I do, great. Not a bad thing. And then if things go bad, I see myself missing the playoffs, right? I don't see myself being near the bottom by any means. I have a lot of faith in myself. And one thing I am happy about is a lot of the good tier three owners moved up to tier two this year. Tier two is definitely competitive. It's more competitive than it was, say, 4 years ago, I feel, or 5 years ago. Not to offend anyone there, but I just think the owner quality's gotten better all across the board. And the commentary for me, well, again, it was so close last year, and I mean by so close of almost dropping to tier two and having to have Lucas manage tier one. Thankfully, I was tier two champion and was able to move right back up, which is great. We have the retirement rule now in the rule book as well that came out from it. We had an owner retired that just completely shit the bed. And honestly, it's one of those things that made us think, why should a person drop if someone's already announced they're leaving and they've shit the bed? Now, we've already discussed how Biscuits and Gravy's retiring at the end of this year in tier two. Great guy. I wish him nothing but the best. And if he ever wants to come back, he's welcome because he's a good owner, good person, and very great communicator. So thank you for that, Jeff. But I will say this, if he doesn't finish last, a team's still going to drop or two teams still going to drop. He has to finish in the bottom two still as part of the retirement rule. So just so everyone knows how that retirement rule works, I'm only bringing it up because I'm the reason pretty much why it came into place along with other really proactive owners like Chris and No More also advocating it. So thank you, Chris. And yeah, I just want to say this will be my end point here to say I just want to thank all the owners in tier two. We went through a bit of a schmozzle last year. One of our co-commissions was caught cheating, which is very unfortunate. Trusted this guy, and he kind of let us all down. Which it's unfortunate, but you get that bullshit sometimes, guys. And I'm getting past it. And I just want to say I'm really stoked about these tier two owners this year, tier two as a whole. And obviously, now that we're putting a bit of a purse on it, it's going to kick ass, I feel. So I just want to wish everyone success for the season. Honestly, I don't want to win tier two or tier three, to be perfectly honest with you. I want to see the best owners move up. So when they get to tier one and it's for the bigger prize, it's active, it's competitive, it's a lot of fun, right? So as an example, I don't think we've seen a trade in tier two. In tier one, we've seen 7 off-season trades, and I'm happy to say that I've been a part of 5 of them. Just to kind of put it into perspective. So, but yeah, can't wait to see some of you great owners move up. And once again, thank you for being a part of the LOC.